Hey guys, it is ToProForuGames and welcome back to another BO4 Zombies Top 10 video. Today I'll be going over 10 things that new BO4 Zombie players will never truly understand about Treyarch Zombies. So about our previous sound quiz, I made a massive mistake by accidentally playing the intro music over the sound, which is something that I never ever do. The sound was already tough to hear, and in general it was a tough sound. That music did not make it easier, so that is my mistake and my bad. That sound though was a very difficult one, and a lot of you got this one wrong. The correct answer was the electric trap from the greenhouse on Dead of the Night, so congrats to the very few of you who got that one right. For today's sound, it is not a DLC 1 sound, it's just a general sound from BO4 Zombies. Personally, I think that's a very easy sound, but I'm sure some of you have never heard that sound before within BO4 Zombies, so good luck to all of you. Of course, if you guys are new here, hit that sub button for a ton of BO4 Zombies content. If you are subbed, make sure you have notifications turned on, and besides that, let's jump into the first thing that new zombie players will never understand about Treyarch Zombies. Starting things off here in the 10th spot, and the first thing that new players will never understand is only pack-a-punching once and having your gun at full damage. So obviously here in BO4 Zombies, you have to pap your gun a total of 5 times to hit that max damage on that weapon. In, BO3, BO2, World at War, BO1, you pap your gun once and that's it, right? That's your gun's max damage. Obviously in BO3, you did have the ammo type, so usually pap more than once, but of course, in BO2 and in BO3, it was about double tap 2.0 because that perk gave you pretty much double the damage, and that's what's going on here with the BO4 path. But it was kind of nice only having to pap once instead of having to pap 5 times every single time, sometimes more if you don't have the specific ammo type you want. In the number 9 spot, another thing that a lot of new players will never get to experience is overpowered wonder weapons, because here in BO4 Zombies, the wonder weapons aren't really that great. I understand why these special weapons are incredible and they are kind of like wonder weapons, but the actual, wonder weapons like the Death of Orion, the Winter's Howl, the Kraken on Voyage, they're just really not that great. Like, they're nice to have, but are they the wonder weapons we're all used to? Definitely not. Wonder weapons like the Thunder Gun or the Apothecary Servant, for example, those weapons were just so insanely overpowered, and honestly, every map had that really OP gun, and here in BO4 Zombies, the wonder weapons just aren't really that great, and honestly, I don't use them that much. Coming in at the number 7 spot, one thing you new players will thankfully never have to deal with is the original 4 perks. Now, let me say this, I love the original 4 perks, they are classics, but the thing is, having those same 4 perks every single game for 8 years got a little bit annoying, and I'm so happy with the new perk system here in BO4. I love how the original 4 perks are pretty much still in the game, but they're not perks, right? Jug is there, Double Tap is there, Speed Cola is there, and of course, Revive is there as well, and it's just nice being able to change up your perk combo and not get like super penalized for not using one of those 4 crutch perks. In the 7th spot, one thing you BO4 zombie players will never get to experience is some of the most overpowered gums or consumables or elixirs in COD Zombies. So here in BO4 we have elixirs, in BO3 they were called gobble gums. They are the exact same thing, but wow, they were so overpowered in BO3. They were absolutely game breaking. A lot of the elixirs we have right now in BO4 Zombies are gums from BO3, but they're just nerfed to hell because they were just crazy overpowered. For example, like Immolation Liquidation, which spawns fire sales, is only 1 per elixir, when in BO3 it was 3 fire sales per 1 gum. So clearly it was severely nerfed, but this is something that might change think maybe with DLCs, we'll get a ton more OP guns, and honestly, that wouldn't surprise me. Coming in at the number 6 spot, the plasma earn rate here in BO4 is rough. And for you new guys, this was different in older zombie games. So in BO3, we had diviniums, and diviniums were pretty much for every 10 plasmas you earned here in BO4 equals to 1 divinium in BO3, and a normal game of zombies in BO3, which was like a 25-30 run, gave you like 3, sometimes 4 diviniums, and that equals to like 30 to 40 plasma a game. And when you're playing BO4 zombies, a 25 or 30 run will sometimes not even give you 20 plasma. So that earn rate here in BO4 is horrible, and you new guys are really suffering with that. In the number 5 spot, all you guys who are new to zombies here in BO4, there's one strategy that you guys might not even be aware of because it just doesn't exist in zombies anymore, and that is leaving a crawler or leaving 1 zombie at the end of a round. Now, I know the bleed out timer was increased for zombies here in BO4, but for me, it's the whole idea of leaving a crawler, and I made a video like this just before BO4 came out, and I mentioned crawlers because in a game like World at War and BO1 zombies, you could leave a crawler which was super slow and do anything you wanted, and that guy would not bleed out. Then when BO2 started, as soon as you like left that zombie, it would just die instantly and end the round. And here in BO4, it's even worse, where that zombie dies pretty quick and you can't even leave crawlers. In the number 4 spot, one thing you new guys will unfortunately never get to experience is a good ray gun. It's been 2 games in a row now that we had some bad ray guns, and here in BO4, I actually think that the ray gun is just slightly better than it was in BO3, but it still isn't good, which is just crazy because the ray gun used to be such an amazing weapon. It was probably one of the most iconic things about COD Zombies. You always wanted the ray gun from World at War to BO2, and then BO3 and BO4, the ray gun is just bad. And specifically here in BO4, the ray gun's splash damage is just non-existent, when before it was the most OP thing about the gun. So I'm sorry new players, but you guys will never get to really understand why the ray gun was so good. In the number 3 spot, one massive thing that jumps out to me here in BO4 Zombies that you new players will definitely not understand is the Carpenter power-up, because in BO4, Carpenter is one of the best drops because it refills your shield, and sometimes that is just super clutch, and honestly, it's just really convenient. But in previous zombie games, Carpenter was easily the worst drop ever. Besides the points it gave you, there was no point in getting Carpenter because it kind of slowed down the round, and as you get better at zombies and you play it more and more, rebuilding barriers is something you would never in a million years do, and when you're good at zombies, you want those zombies to spawn in as fast as possible, and Carpenter slowed things down, so it was a drop that was pretty useless and nobody got, and it went to now a drop here in BO4 that is incredibly good. In the number 2 spot, BO4 zombie players are kind of spoiled when it comes to equipment, and I'm not talking about monkey bombs and things like that. I'm talking about, that standard equipment you select with your class, the frags or the acid bomb or claymores or wraithfire or sentry gun, those equipments right there, because if you compare, for example, the standard frag in BO4 Zombies to the standard frags in BO1, World at War, BO2, and BO3, it makes this frag in BO4 look like a wonder weapon. All of the equipments are so incredibly good. The Wraithfire is one of the most OP things in the game, when before, equipment was actually really bad. Finishing off our list here in the number 1 spot, we are going to focus on one map and one map only, and that is Classified. So Classified is a remake of 5, and it is definitely a great map. I enjoy playing it, but in BO1 Zombies, I'm not gonna lie, I wasn't really crazy about the map because of one thing, and that was the Pentagon Thief. Now, he wasn't all that hard to kill, but when you didn't have the right weapons, it was just kind of annoying when you had at least some decent guns and you were trying to set up, and then this guy spawns in and takes one of your guns and you can't kill him. He can be really annoying, and you new players who play this remastered map here in BO4, you guys never have to deal with the pain of losing a gun you want or a papped gun. There you have it, guys. Those were 10 things that new BO4 zombie players will never understand, and I want to make this video because BO4 just made so many changes to Treyarch Zombies that, you know, people who just started playing zombies are kind of playing this completely different experience compared to all of the other Treyarch modes. Besides that, guys, with the video, drop a like, subscribe for a ton of BO4 Zombies content, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.